Well, our homily today will begin with a little trivia, and some of you out there watching may know the answer to this trivia, but to tell you the truth, I don't think so. There are, I may be a little off on this number, but I'm close. There are 31,317 verses in the Bible. 31,317 verses. And in the gospel for today, we heard the shortest verse in the entire gospel, in the entire Bible, actually. And the shortest verse in the entire Bible is two words. Are two words? Whatever. Is two words. Jesus wept. That's the shortest verse in the Bible. So I got to thinking about this. You know, what does it mean Jesus wept, and why did Jesus weep? And there's probably a number of reasons for it. One thing, just by background information, Jesus really was trying to prove that he was who he said he was. And you may wonder why he stayed a couple of more days before he came to comfort Martha and Mary and to raise Lazarus. And the reason was that for Jewish people at the time of Jesus, they believed that the spirit of the person left the body after 3 days. So Jesus came to Lazarus on the fourth day. You might have caught that in here, and that's when he raised him. So one reason why I think Jesus wept was because of just the great sadness that he experienced or felt at the loss of his friend. He was very, very close to Lazarus, to Martha and Mary, and it was natural to think that he wept over the death of his friend. And then another reason that I think he might have wept was the fact that, you know, he had to be really disappointed when Martha and Mary and others, and you heard the crowd there saying, why couldn't he have done something to heal this man? He had to really be saddened by the fact that so many people questioned him and doubted him and were wondering why he didn't do more. And I can appreciate why that might have been just a very sad experience to Jesus that might have also contributed to his tears. And then I read something where the author made the point, in John's gospel, the real pivotal event is the event that we heard in the gospel for today, the death of and raising of Lazarus, okay? In other gospels, the other three gospels, the pivotal event, and by pivotal event I mean the beginning of the end for Jesus when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. I mean, or, you know, on Palm Sunday when Jesus went into Jerusalem, that was the event that began his downfall in the other gospels. But in this gospel, raising Lazarus from the dead, it's presented as that's when some of the Jewish leadership said, we've got to do something about this man. Too many people are starting to believe we've got to do something about him. So this was the key event in that gospel. And this author made the point that as Jesus was standing at the grave of Lazarus, he had to be terrifically saddened by the fact that he knew as Lazarus came out of the grave, he would be the next one to enter the grave. And that's how his death and burial would come about. And that had to be a very, very sad thing for Jesus as well, to see his own self going into that grave that his friend was being raised from. So lots of reasons why Jesus might have wept. And, you know, lots of food for thought in that gospel as well for all of us, you know, in our journey of faith, to hear the words of Jesus, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, we hear the testimony of Martha believing in Jesus, committing to him. May the Lord, even as you're home and many of you are experiencing illness and disabilities, may we also have that same kind of word of faith that we heard Martha proclaim, that Jesus is indeed the Son of God. He is indeed the risen one.